Hello and welcome to another episode of Technically Analytics. It's everybody's favorite time of year where I predict every team's record for the whole 2026 season. Now we're looking here at my 2025 season predictions, and as you can see, I did some predictions. I think these are spot on. I got 4 spot on, and I got 2 where they're just 1 off. So pretty good. One of my best years actually last year. So we'll see how I do this year. And we're going to be starting in the same order, alphabetical by league. We're going to start with the Athletics. I mean, they're technically the Sacramento Athletics, but just the Athletics. They'll be moving to Vegas in a few years. The Athletics went 76 and 86 last year, and they made some moves this offseason. They traded for Jeff McNeil. They got some bench players. They signed Aaron Savali, and they signed some pretty good bullpen players. So as for their lineup, I do like it. They have some guys in there. Nick Kurtz, Tyler Sostrom signed a big deal in the offseason. Brent Rooker, he's been there for a while doing it. And I do like the additions they made. Max Muncy, not the Dodgers Max Muncy, different Max Muncy. He's actually pretty good. And then for the rotation, I do like it. They did add Jeffrey Springs last year and added Aaron Savali. I mean, I think they're gonna be around the same. I feel like I do like the additions to the bullpen though. It is pretty good actually. Like, I think they're going to be better. I think they're going to be better than last year. Like, I think 76 wins was pretty good for them, and I think they can hit 80 and let's say 81 and 80 or 81 and 81. Yeah, I'm saying 500 for them. I don't know. I don't have full faith in them to like really make the leap to like a playoff kind of record, but I think they're going to be better. I do think they're going to be better. I think that they just need a bit more starting pitching, a bit more hitting, and they need some guys to take a big step forward for them to really be like a playoff team. But they're definitely getting there. They're putting talent on the field, and it's working. So next we have the Baltimore Orioles, and the Orioles were pretty active this offseason. They went 75 and 87. Didn't have a great year last year. Kind of had some injuries. Some guys didn't play as well. They did big ads were Tyler Warwick, who they traded for from LA. They got Pete Alonso from the Mets, signed him as a free agent. Blaze Alexander coming from Arizona. They added some guys to their bench. The rotation has a big change. They traded for Shane Baz, which was a good trade, and Chris Bassett they got as a free agent. And I do like the rotation. The rotation last year was kind of hurt and not very good, so I do like what they did with the rotation. Bassett is an animal, and Baz he was good for Tampa, and we'll see if he's good still, but I think he's going to be okay. In their bullpen, they signed Halsey as a free agent, and they got a bunch of guys in there. Yonder Cano has always been good. Dietrich Enns is good, and I think they're not going to do the same thing they did last year. They're not going to tank quite as much. You can see their rankings here. They weren't very good at pitching at all. You could see it's all 20s. Ks were good, but everything else was just kind of, this is new. They added a fielding. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so with the addition of Pete Alonso, Tyler Ward, good power numbers to the lineup. 117 rated runs created plus for Taylor Ward, 136 rated runs created plus for Pete Alonso. Those guys are going to add some pop to this lineup with Tyler O'Neill. Adley Rutschman needs to find it again. They're in a tough division though, so gonna be tough. You know what? I think they're gonna finish. I could see maybe like 85 wins, let's say. So what is that? 85 and wow. I should really know what the other number is, but I'm mentally math challenged, so sorry about that. 77, right. And moving on to the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox, one of my favorite teams the past few years. I've always liked them to be really good, and they just haven't really worked out that way, but I think this is their year, finally. I think so. They were 89 and 73. I'm hoping for an improvement on that, actually. I think after watching some of these guys play, especially like Roman Anthony and Willie Abreu had a great World Baseball Classic. If anyone's seen that, he had a really big home run for Venezuela. I think their lineup is really good. I like it all the way down. Like, they got some, Marcel Meyer. We'll see what he does in the second season. We'll see what Caleb Durbin has at third. And we'll see if Trevor Story, Jarren Duran, Roman Anthony can all put it together. Willie Abreu. We'll see if these guys can actually put it together and hit really well like they should. And as for their bench, they added Isaiah Kanafalefa and this guy. And then the rotation, they really upgraded. They got Ranger Suarez, Sonny Gray, Garrett Crochet, Brian Bello. I love the rotation. It's actually really good. Like, if this team isn't a 90-win team, I'm going to be really surprised. Like, unless injuries strike, of course, then yeah, but they got to be a good team. There's no way. There's just no way. And then all the guys they have hurt, they have Cutter Crawford, Tanner Houck hurt. So those guys might come back later on in the season. Maybe, possibly. I don't know about Patrick Sandoval, but yeah, these two should come back soon. Tristan Casas probably will come back soon, hopefully. And Romy Gonzalez, I'm not sure. That's recent. All right. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm going to put my chips all in. I love their bullpen. Garrett Whitlock, Greg Weiser. They have Adelis Chapman. It's a great bullpen. Like, they're just a good team. They have a good roster makeup. And you can see they were pretty good at hitting last year. They're pretty good at, not that good at starting pitching, but I think that's going to improve. Really, bullpen was pretty good, and their fielding isn't bad, honestly. Like, mostly top 10 and everything, so I don't hate it. I'm going to give them 90 wins. I think that they can win 90 games, and it'll be a disappointment if they don't. So on to the Chicago White Sox. We're going to be quick hitting in this one. So last year they went 60 and 102. You can see the rankings not very good anywhere. Now the White Sox have made some moves this offseason. They acquired Luis Angel Acuna from the Mets in that trade for Luis Robert, and they signed a Japanese player who's pretty good, has good power. So I saw him in the WBC as well. He's pretty good. Austin Hayes, standard, average MLB player. Nothing bad there. Good defense, I think. And they got some bench players. I do like their lineup, actually. I think they can maybe compete, hopefully. And then I think that's some really good pitching guys. The most interesting pitcher actually for them is Eric Fetty coming over from the KBO. We'll see how he does. He came back last year, but we'll see if he's actually still good or not. Should be. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what their pitching does. They've made some big changes to their bullpen. They got Sir Anthony Dominguez back in the closer position. That's interesting because he's not really ever been a closer. He's been like a setup man mostly. They does have some saves, but it's going to be interesting. I think they can do something with this lineup. They got Jordan Hicks, Chris Murphy in trades for Boston. And Hicks, we'll see if he can find something. Maybe he throws really fast. Give him that, but he doesn't really he doesn't have the control mostly. So that's going to be an issue. And then, unfortunately, they are down a few players. Kyle Teel, most notably, strained his hamstring in the WBC and playing for, I think it was Italy. And he's hurt for the beginning of the season. But when he comes back, I do think their lineup will be better because he's I think he slots in 4 or 5 or something. He's a good hitter. So, yeah. So I'm going to be optimistic for the White Sox. And I'm going to go with I think they can win possibly am I saying 72 wins? Yeah, we're going to say 72 wins. I don't think they're going to be that bad. I don't think they're going to be perfectly not bad. I don't think they're going to be great, but they're not going to be terrible. They have a good roster, pretty good roster. And then we have the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians came in first place, kind of surprisingly, beat out the Tigers, 88 and 74. They were great at pitching, horrible at offense, except for Jose Ramirez. Yeah, you guessed it. So Guardians are kind of interesting because they got Jose Ramirez, who's, evergreen, never bad, but I think the rest of their lineup is kind of a question because outside of Steven Kwan, Ramirez, Rhys Hoskins, we'll see what he does. I don't know. Rhys Hoskins is a weird one because sometimes he can be really good and sometimes he's like just kind of crap. So, but as a DH, I don't mind it. I think he'll give decent production. Bo Naylor, catcher, is pretty good, but the rest of the lineup, I'm kind of questioning, like, can they put it together? And then, of course, their rotation and bullpen is really good. They, there's nothing, like, all these guys kind of shove when they're on the mound. They got some new guys in there. Collar Holdeman is a notable one. Played for the Mets, played for the Pirates, pretty good. And they have some hurt players, but, overall, I feel like they're going to be the Guardians. I think they're good for... I'm going to say... it's tough. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give them 87 wins, because I think that's fair. Like, they did win 89 games, or what was it? 88 games, and they weren't even really supposed to win that many games, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll put them at 87. The Detroit Tigers. The Tigers did slump a little bit at the end of the season, and they didn't do exactly what everyone thought they would do, which was win the division. They were pretty, I would say, middle of the road in everything. You could see, except for obviously the starting pitching was really good because of Tariq Skubal. But overall, their lineup, they got a new a rookie shortstop out there. Apparently, he's pretty good. We just have to hope that the rest of their lineup can actually perform above expectations, because they can't just lean on Skubal to do it all. Like, he starts every 5 days, like, they're going to need something from the offense. Something. Torkelson, Riley Green have been good. They need to continue that, and then they need the back of the lineup to do something. And as for the rotation, like I said, they did add some guys. They added Verlander back. He used to be a Tiger back in the day. And then they added Framber Valdez, who was kind of apparently a locker room cancer, I guess, a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that won't ruin him completely. He's a good pitcher, but locker room cancer, not great. And then in their bullpen, they added Kenley Jansen. They got Drew Anderson from the KBO. A few KBO guys. Not a bad shout. Their bullpen was pretty good last year, I think. Was it? Yeah, it was... Ks weren't good, but I think Jansen will fix that K rate, and the KBO guys definitely will too, because that's, Kyle Finnegan, I think, when they traded for him, I thought he was going to be like their closer, but they have Will Vest, Kyle Finnegan. I do like the back of their bullpen, so I think they'll be fine. I do think they'll be fine. I think it's going to be neck and neck with the Guardians again, and I can't sleep on this, but I'm gonna we'll just do that. 86 and 76. This is just, I'm hedging my bets here, right? They're gonna finish right next to each other. It's just inevitable. Next we have the Houston Astros. Astros are kind of in an interesting spot. 87 and 75. Got beat up by the Mariners, but beat the rest of the division. Mariners kind of just had more at the end of the season. Their lineup is looking pretty much the same as it did last year. The only difference is they got Joey Loperfido with a trade with Toronto, brought him in, and they got Nick Allen from the Braves. Overall, assuming their lineup can perform decently well, I feel like they're going to be okay. It didn't perform well last year. They're going to need to do better lineups, better performance from their lineup, more hits, more home runs, more getting on base. Yordan Alvarez will have to have a better season. He didn't have a great season last year. And then as for their pitching, they lost Framber Valdez, which kind of sucks, but they did add a Japanese pitcher, and they added Mike Burrows. So we'll see if they can stay healthy first and foremost, and then also if this Japanese guy is any good, I can see their pitching rotation being really good. Like they can really improve on what was already a okay starting rotation, but they can make it better. It could be top 10. And then their bullpen was really good. Obviously, they have Josh Hader, who's hurt, I believe. Yeah, he's down here. right here. He's down here. He's hurt. He'll be back, I think, for the season, though. And they have a few other guys on the injured list there. Ronald Blanco's also hurt. So they have some guys injured who will come back. I mean, I think he's going to be more end of the season, though. Jeremy Pena's hurt, which is not great. So, yeah, it might be a struggle for Houston at the beginning of the season, but then hopefully they'll finish strong, right? Hopefully they'll finish strong. And I think, assuming their pitching is better and they get better performances out of Alvarez and some of the other guys like Pena, I feel like we're going to have to go with 90 wins. Yeah, I think they can win 90. I think so. I don't know if they're going to win the division. I'm not sure if the Mariners are any better either, but yeah, we'll see. All right, next we have the Kansas City Royals. The Royals, one of my darling teams again, a team that I always like their roster. They went 82-80, and I always like them, but they never perform like I think they will. So, with that in mind, I do love their lineup. A lot of these guys played in the WBC actually. Jack Caglione, Vinny Pasquantino played for Italy. Salvador Perez played for Venezuela. Miguel Garcia, Venezuela. Bobby Witt, USA. So yeah, they had a lot of guys in there. So these guys are warmed up. They're ready to go. I do like their lineup. I'm not sure about the back of it. Isaac Collins, don't know much about him, but from the top, from the 1 spot to the 6th spot, I'm pretty confident. Not sure about their DH, young guy. We'll see if he brings some production, but I think 1 through 6 can definitely get it done. The rotation, pretty good. Cole Ragans, Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo, also in the WBC. Really good rotation. I think it didn't perform as well, but I think they can be better. In their bullpen, they're kind of just like, it was really their offense that slumped a lot more than their pitching, but I think they can be better than they were. They also have Starling Marte, notably, on their bench. Good bench guy. In their bullpen, they traded for Matt Stram, Nick Mears, and they signed Alex Lange. I mean, we'll see. They were. We'll see how they can do, because I think if they can get their offense going, I think the pitching will take care of itself. So yeah, I think the pitching will take care of itself. So we're gonna go with. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and we'll go with 83-79. Is that even a valid record? Let's see. Because okay, good job. So next is the Los Angeles Angels. The Angels came in last place, 72-90. They were bad. In a word, as you can tell, they were bad. They 20s and mostly everything. Home runs, pretty good, but everything else kind of bad. But they did some upgrades. They got Josh Lowe in a trade. Adam Frazier as a free agent. Running back most of the same lineup. They're going to need all these guys to play a lot better, especially, Trout. He's getting up there in age. But they're going to need Neto, Manuel, Moncada, Joe Adele, all these guys to step it up. Lowe will definitely help at the back end. And then for the rotation, they're just going to need better. They're just going to need better pitching. And I think they have a decent rotation, like on paper, but can it live up to expectations? I mean, we'll see, right? It's the Angels, so you can't have too much faith in them, but they don't normally work out good. Oh, they did add Grayson Rodriguez. I did forget about that. He's going to be a good addition once he's healthy. I think that'll definitely be a good one. Ben Joyce, hopefully he'll come back soon because he's really good, throws really fast, over 100. Anthony Rendon, yeah, he's done for the season. Vaughn Grissom, I think he'll be back for the season. I do like him as an outfielder, or as like a backup. So I do like their team. Like, they have a decent bullpen. They really revamped it, and I do like it. Like, all these guys have been good in the past for other teams, so I don't know why they can't be good here. Like, Unfortunately, though, for the Angels, I don't think it's going to be a big improvement, like a playoff push improvement, but it's going to be an improvement. So I'm going to go with I'll go with 75 and something. 75 and 87. Yeah. Sorry, Angels fans. But it's not looking as bad as this team. The Minnesota Twins, 70 and 92. They kind of gave up at the deadline, essentially, last year. So that's why the record's so bad. Even though their rankings are not, like, terrible, but when I look at their team, I was looking at this before a couple days ago. I was like, wow, they really didn't revamp the offseason too much. Like, they got a similar lineup: Buxton, Bell, Larnach, Royce Lewis. They got the same guys, but like this team kind of disappointed last year, and I don't really see it going much better this year. Joe Ryan at the top of the rotation is good. Everyone else, Bailey Ober's he's okay. I mean, I don't love their rotation, and I don't love their bullpen. Tyler Rogers at the back, I do like that. But after that, I'm kind of like questioning if they're going to be any good or not. So Pablo Lopez, I believe he's out for most of the season, which kind of sucks. Like, if he was in there, I might be like, all right, yeah, maybe the Twins have something, but I don't see it, man. Yeah, the Twins, I think they might not be as good, so I'm going to go kind of low on them, unfortunately. Not high on the Twins, 68 and 94. Yeah, not high on the Twins. The next team, the New York Yankees. They went 94 and 68, won the division, running back pretty much the same team in terms of lineup. Obviously, Aaron Judge, really good. Bellinger, good. They're running back the same team. It was not bad last year. Their offense is number one in 3 categories. So, yeah, you can't really... It's not their offense you have to worry about mostly. It's the pitching. Will it stay good? They have apparently a 4-guy rotation. I think someone's hurt. Oh, yeah. Well, Garrett Cole's coming back, I think. And Rodon is probably coming back too, eventually, and Schmidt. So, I think they're going to be at full strength soon, if not like at the beginning of the season. And they have a really good bullpen. I don't expect the Yankees to fall back really at all. If anything, they might be better, because they did add Ryan Weathers. And I think like some of the young pitching guys will take a step up. So I think they can probably run it back. Don't really see how they could be worse, to be honest with you. Like, I don't see how they could be worse unless someone gets hurt or something like that. I think they run it back and they win 95 games. Yeah. I mean, realistically, I don't see how they don't do that. Like, it'd be surprising to me if they were bad. Really surprising to me, because they run back the same lineup, same pitching staff. It's pretty much guaranteed 90 wins. Next team, we have the Mariners, 90 and 72. They were 1 game away from the World Series. Kind of unfortunate. And unfortunately, I don't know if they're going to have another run like that, because although I do like the Brendan Donovan ad, I don't know if he replaces what they lost, which they lost Eugenio Suarez, and yeah, I don't know if him and Suarez are like a drop-in replacement. Donovan's more of an on-base guy, not really a home run hitter. So, and Suarez did hit like 49 home runs last year. So it's like, I still like their team a lot. I like their lineup a lot. It's a good lineup. 1 through 6 is like scary. But I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna really replace Suarez in his offensive production. I guess we'll see. Maybe it's a little bit better because he'll be on base. So when the cleanup guys get up, they'll actually have someone to hit in too. Get RBIs from. So yeah, maybe that's the advantage. Maybe that's better for them. I don't think they're gonna be significantly worse, but like not better. And then of course the rotation's still really good. I think someone's hurt. Yeah, Bryce Miller's still hurt. JB Crawford also hurt. Oh, wow. All right, they got some injuries. But I think those guys will come back soon. Crawford, yeah, he'll come back soon. And then Bryce Miller, yeah, he's going to be out for a while. Obliques are usually a long-time injury. And, of course, the rotation is really good. They allow the least walks and the least runs. And then their bullpen, Mina's at the back. He's really good. I don't have any problems with their bullpen or their starting rotation. I think they're going to be legit. It's just a question of, will their offense perform the same way? Will they have the same stats that they had last year? Will they hit third ranking in home runs? Will they have a top 10 OPS? Who knows? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, though. And what did I put Houston? 90. I'm going to put them at 89. Because I think they're going to be good. So I don't know if they're going to be as good. So it's kind of like, how do it's hard to judge. Next we have the Tampa Bay Rays. Always hard to judge, but the Rays are pretty much usually there. They're usually around. Kind of a down year for the Rays, I would say. 77-85. They were okay in every category. They played in that Yankees spring training park, so minor league park. And they're back at the Trop. Junior Caminero really showed out at the WBC, so he's really good. They added Cedric Mullins. They added Drake Fraley, and they added Gavin Lux. Which actually does kind of, if Mullins can find himself again, and he's pretty decent, actually. If they can find it, then I think this lineup is actually pretty potent. Because Diaz and Aranda are really good. And then these other guys, Chandler Simpson's electric. So, I do like their lineup. I do. The bench is okay. They added Ben Williamson from that crazy 3-year trade with Donovan. And then their rotation, I do like the rotation. Nick Martinez and Steven Matz as additions this year. Or actually, Steven Matz was last year, but Nick Martinez should be serviceable. I think if their offense can be decent, I don't think their rotation's too bad. And then, of course, their bullpen, they got Griffin Jax, Garrett Clevenger. I like the back of their bullpen. Actually, very decent, very respectable. A few guys hurt for their bullpen, so hopefully those guys will come back soon. Looks like 2 of them might. And then, yeah. So for the Rays, I'm gonna say they're gonna improve quite a bit this year from last year. I think they can get to, I'm gonna say 80. I don't know if they're gonna be in the playoffs, but maybe 84. That seems about right to me, because 78. So yeah, 84 and 78 for the Rays. I mean, that's just behind the White Sox. Well, just behind the Red Sox and just third place. And where are the Orioles? They're in fourth place. Okay. Well, I haven't gotten to Toronto yet. This is going to be interesting. So next we have, that'll be next. But next we have the Rangers, actually. 81 and 81, 500. Kind of, they were great at pitching. Horrible offense. So my expectation would be, as baseball goes, that they will swing the other direction. Their pitching is going to take a step back. Their hitting is going to take a step forward. And they added Brandon Nimmo with a trade with the Mets, which Nimmo, as a Mets fan, I can say is pretty good. He can set the table for you pretty good. He'll get on base. He'll walk. He'll run up the count against starting pitchers, get them out of the game. So that's going to be good for their cleanup hitters. I don't know if they did enough. It feels like they didn't do really enough. They added Andrew McCutchen, which is good. He's good. He's a good hitter, good for pinch hit. And then, of course, the rotation's I think the rotation is going to be great. Again, they have Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi. They added Mackenzie Gore, Jack Leiter. So I feel like the rotation will be good again. Definitely. And then they revamped their bullpen with a few guys. And I feel like that was necessary because their bullpen was one of their weaker parts of their team. They also have Jordan Montgomery, Corey Bradford, which I think Montgomery should be coming back soon. So the Rangers, going to 500. I mean, if they were able to do that with this roster, I mean, I think they can do better. They can definitely do better. So I mean, do they get even close to the Astros and Mariners? Well, the Mariners are 89. I think they can be close. I think maybe like 85 I'll give them. Yeah. 85 and 79 for them. I don't know. I think they're gonna be decent. Like, surely they're gonna take a step forward offensively, right? Surely. Famous last words. All right, now on to the defending or the Blue Jays, who made the World Series, 94 and 68, tied with the Yankees. Their offense was amazing last year. Their pitching was really good. Their defense is really good. That's notable about them. They did have some changes to their team. They added Jesus Sanchez, and they added a guy from Japan to play third. So I do like those additions. I don't know what did Sanchez do last year? Oh yeah, he did a 93. Okay, so I think he's probably good at defense though. And then this guy Okamoto is supposed to be really good, great hitter, good defense. So I expect them to be similar in offense. Maybe regress a little bit. We'll see. They have a good bench. Now, rotation-wise, the running back mainly the same rotation. They added Cody Ponce, Max Scherzer, Kevin Gausman. I think they're going to be Dylan Cease, so I think they're going to be fine. They signed Dylan Cease, obviously, this offseason. I think they're going to run it back, and they have the guy that Trey Savage, Shane Bieber. All these guys have like injuries, so they'll be back eventually. Maybe not Bowden Francis, he's done. But these guys all should be back. Jose Barrios, they should be back soon, like sooner than later, probably. Maybe midway through. So yeah, they're gonna have a great rotation, I think, at the end of the year. And their bullpen, Jeff Hoffman, Tyler Rogers, like their bullpen was really good in the playoffs, and I think it will continue to be so. So I'm not too worried about the Blue Jays. I think they're gonna be right behind the Yankees, unfortunately. Again. Sorry. I mean, I know I like the Red Sox, but this division is really competitive, so they're going to slot in. I think they're just going to come a few games short of the Yankees, like just a few. So, yeah, 93 and 69. On to the NL. We have Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay. Diamondbacks went 80 and 82, kind of like similar to like the Twins, you might say. They kind of gave up at the end of the season, right? They kind of just traded guys, kind of just coasted to the end, didn't really try too hard. Not a lot of changes in their lineup, but they did trade for Nolan Arenado, and they signed Carlos Santana. So both good signings. Santana is usually pretty decent. At first, especially hitting wise. Defense, but hitting wise, he's usually pretty good. I mean, he wasn't great last year, and Arenado, great defense as well. And you can see their defense does need improvement a little bit. It's outside the top 10. Overall, though, at the top 6, I would say are really good. And Alec Thomas, he's at the bottom there, but he's usually great at defense. And then on their bench, James McCann can hit a homer. Rotation-wise, they added Michael Soroka, Erod, Ryan Nelson, Zach Gallen, all really good. I think the rotation is going to shove. I think they're going to be fine with starting pitching. I mean, it wasn't great last year, but I think they're going to be fine. I think Gallen's going to not be as bad as he was, and I think Erod's going to shove. He looked really good in the WBC for Venezuela. And then their bullpen, they revamped it, added Paul Sewald, Tyler Clark, Jonathan Lasagna, and Joe Ross. So in addition to the guys they had already, who were not very good, but I think the pendulum's going to swing back their direction. They also have a bunch of injured guys that will come back. Corbin Burns, maybe not Corbin, but Merrill Kelly will come back eventually. So yeah, they're going to be fine. And their bullpen's missing a few guys too. Although I'm seeing a lot of Tommy John, maybe mid-season. So late season push for Arizona. I do like their team. I I think they're gonna swing back a little bit. So I'm gonna be a little optimistic with them, and we'll give them 85 wins because that feels good. Because I know they didn't do it last year and they kind of sunk at the end, but yeah, I like it for 85. The Atlanta Braves, my least favorite team. Braves are a hard one to judge. They went 76 and 86, uncharacteristically a bad season for them. And they kind of revamped, I would say, because they got Mike Yastrzemski, Dominic Smith, Marcio Dubon. That was last year, but yeah, I mean Yastrzemski is good. He is good defense, and he does hit well, usually pretty well, average at least. And all their other guys, they're gonna perform. Acuna, Matt Olson, these guys are, and it's an even year, so Matt Olson's gonna go off MVP season. They revamped their bench. Kyle Farmer, who is pretty good actually in a pinch. Jorge Mateo and Jonah Heim. And then I think the strength of their team, besides their offense, well, when their offense isn't clicking, usually pitching is their strength. And they got Chris Sale again. He's going to have a good season. Usually does. Ronaldo Lopez, Spencer Strider, Grant Holmes. I think they're going to have a good pitching rotation. I think they're going to be solid at pitching. And in their bullpen, they're also going to have a solid bullpen with Ricio Iglesias, Robert Suarez, Dylan Lee. Yeah, these guys are all going to be good. And Taylor Fuentes apparently supposed to be very good. A lot of injuries for them still, which was the story of last year. Injuries. Jackson Profar will not be playing this season. 162 game suspension. So that's kind of sucky. And Sean Murphy, Hassan Kim are out for now. So we'll see if they come back near the end of the season. Maybe those two being out will definitely hurt them, especially at catcher, because Sean Murphy is a really good catcher. So that definitely hurts them a little bit. I expect them to. I'm gonna do something I never do. I'm gonna flip their record around. 86 and 76. They're gonna win 10 more games than last year. I think they're not gonna have another bad season like that. They're Atlanta. They don't have bad seasons like that. I mean, they have, but I don't think it's that time yet for them. The Chicago Cubs are next. 92 and 70 last year. They did lose, notably Kyle Tucker to the Dodgers, of course. But overall, their defense was really good, and their pitching was pretty decent, and so was their offense. They were a good team. Kind of a disappointing season, though, really, because they didn't end up getting very far. But overall, their lineup is good. They added Alex Bregman at the top, which I like. They have some rookies at DH. Pete Armstrong is going to be great if you can keep up that defense and that hitting. Seiya Suzuki's in there. Ian Happ. They're running back the same lineup. They added some bench players. Michael Conforto, nice bench piece, usually a starter. Dylan Carson also. And then the rotation, it was good. It was okay last year. I feel like Edward Cabrera is going to be a good addition to Jameson Taillon and Shota Imaniga. I think they probably will bounce back or be just as good, maybe better than last year. So, and then they revamped their bullpen: Phil Maton, Hunter Harvey, Jacob Webb, Holby Miller. I think they have some guys out. Yeah, Justin Steele is out. Hopefully he'll be back by the end of the season because he's really good. Has that same pitch mix as Edwin Diaz, the same kind of fastball slider combination. And they have a few guys that are hurt in their bullpen. But overall, they're one of the teams I like in the NL. They're usually pretty good. I don't think they're far off what they did last year. I feel like it's not far off. I almost want to give them the same record because I don't think they haven't improved, but they haven't gotten a lot worse either. So, yeah. Cincinnati Reds are next. And the Reds. The Reds, right? Okay. So the Reds added Eugenio Suarez. I know that. So he's back. He's back in Cincinnati. And they got South Stewart at first. He's gonna be there. I believe is he a rookie? Yeah, I think he's a rookie. Yeah, he's a rookie. So we'll see what he does. I do like their lineup. They're running back the same lineup. They got Ke'Bryan Hayes last year. We'll see if he does it in full season there. I like the addition of Suarez, though, because it gives them some nice power in the middle of the lineup, which they didn't really have. I mean, they had Spencer Steer, but he kind of tailed off last year. It wasn't as good as his first season. And I also added Nathaniel Lowe, which was, solid bench piece. The rotations definitely need to take a step forward. I mean, rotation-wise, they're actually really good, but I think the offense is going to need to be better, really, and the bullpen is going to need to be better. Maybe it's not the rotation. So I believe in the rotation. They're going to need to continue to be good, and then also the bullpen is going to need to be better, which they did add Pierce Johnson and Brock Burke. What a name. They have Emilio Pagan, Graham Ashcraft, Connor Phillips. So I think if their bullpen can be better, and Hunter Green's injured, which is not great, he'll be back mid-season. But if he comes back mid-season and the starting pitching isn't like horrible and the bullpen is decent, then they can definitely win some games. They can improve in that 83 and 79 for sure. And how much will they improve? I don't know. Maybe. I feel like I'm giving too many teams like winning records here. Wait. Hang on. Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna give them 85 because. Yeah. I forgot who's in the division. Honestly. Okay. I don't know why I didn't fix this before. My bad. Sorry. All right, the Colorado Rockies, everyone's favorite team. They somehow have top 10 attendance every season, despite there being one of the worst teams. 43 and 119 last year. Pretty terrible at everything. But the Rockies didn't stand still this season. They made some moves. They traded for Jake McCarthy. They got Willie Castro. They got TJ Rumfield from the Yankees. And they got Edward Julian from the Twins. They have a lot of good potential talent. Ezekiel Tovar showed that he was really good in the WBC. So I believe in him. The rest of these guys, I have to hope that this... I mean, these are just predictions, and this is not looking great. What did they do last year? I mean, Hunter Goodman was pretty good, and Mickey Moniak was good. Tovar's not really a big power guy. He's more of like an on-base defense guy, so I'm not worried about them. Brenton Doyle needs to step it up. And Jake McCarthy, I mean, I don't know. Is he just defense or something? Because that's a confusing one. Their bench, The rotation, actually, I do like the rotation. They got a bunch of grinders in there. Kyle Freeland, as always. Michael Lorenzen had a great performance in the WBC. He was actually really good. Showed he could pitch anywhere, even against all odds. Like I said, grinders. Jose Quintana, grinder. Another Japanese pitcher that was played for Baltimore. He didn't look great last year, but I think he'll be okay. Like, I will see how stuff plays in the Rockies because they have that weird pitching problem there. And then as for their bullpen, I mean, like, they were decent, some of them, but they did add Brennan Bernardino and Keegan Thompson, so we'll see if that's going to do anything for them. Chris Bryant hurt. What a surprise. Unfortunately, the Rockies, I'm going to have to... I don't think they're going to be... They can't go 43 again. They can't. No, there's no way. It's improbable they will, but I'm not going to... I'm gonna give them the usual 60 and 102. It hurts to do that, but I just don't see. I don't see them going 43 and 119 again. The Dodgers. I mean, do I even need to over the Dodgers? They added Kyle Tucker. Same lineup. Defending World Series champs. Shohei Ohtani's still in the lineup. They added Santiago Espinal and their bench. Yamamoto, Glasnow, Sheehan, Roki Saki, Shohei. Best rotation in baseball. And in their bullpen, they added Edwin Diaz, which hurts me. But they did. They have a lot of injuries, though, so at least they're not at full strength, I guess. I mean, on paper, right? Like, the Dodgers should absolutely murder everybody. They shouldn't even be close. Like, they gotta be a 100-win team. Like, I would have to assume. You have to assume. If they don't hit 100 wins, that's a disappointment. If they don't win the World Series, that's a disappointment. Because they have everybody. Where's their holes? I don't see any, man. I'm struggling. Their injuries are their holes, but they're filled. So it's crazy. Anyway, moving on to teams that actually have something to talk about. We have the Miami Marlins, who were pretty feisty. They didn't lose anybody, which is cool because they don't have anybody. No, I'm just kidding. They did add people, though. They added Christopher Morel and Owen Casey, who actually was pretty good in the WBC for Canada, I will say. Daniel Johnson on the bench. Overall, their lineup, I mean, it was pretty good last year. Like, they were surprisingly good at offense. Like, they had a good offensive output, and I think there's some guys hurt. So I would expect more of the same. Like, you could see the lineup was pretty middle of the road, but it was enough. And then their pitching, Alcantara is going to be good again, I think. He's going to have a regular season like he usually has before he was injured, hopefully. Yuri Perez, he's going to be good. Max Meyer, we'll see. Chris Paddock, we'll see. I mean, Jansen Junk, if he doesn't have a good season, what in the world, man? I don't want to live in the same world if Jansen Junk isn't having a great season. And their bullpen's actually pretty good. They added Pete Fairbanks, and the bullpen was really good last year. So, kind of expecting more of the same. Kyle Stowers, he's the one that, and Esther Ruiz are hurt. These guys, Stowers especially, he's going to hurt them probably the most out of these guys. Because I think Ruiz was like a bench player. So, you know what? I'm going to give the Marlins one more win than they had last year. Yeah, I think they can do it, but they can do it one better. Because why not? Why can't they? They didn't get worse, but they didn't get better. That much better. So we'll go on to Milwaukee. The Brewers won the division, most wins in baseball, 97-65. They were pretty good in almost every category. And the running back, mostly the same lineup. They added Luis Ferrigno in the lineup, so I don't know how much that makes them better, but I do like their lineup. Some of these guys did play in the WBC and they were really good. So we'll see if their offense can keep up the same. But of course, it was their pitching that was actually really good too, especially their starting pitching. And is any of these hurt? Oh yeah, Quinn Priester is hurt, but I think adding Brandon Sproat was a good idea for them. They have Woodruff still. And so for Milwaukee fans, if you're wondering about Brandon Sproat, he's going to be really good. So you got a good player in him. I think, yeah, you got a really good player in him to replace Devin Williams or not Devin Williams, but the other guy. What Mets are next? Whatever. What? I forgot his name. Wow, that's gonna bother me. Hang on, let me just see what his name is, because bad. Freddie Peralta. That's that's what I meant. Devin Williams also on the Mets, by the way. But okay. Anyway, so moving on from that, I like the rotation. Sproat's gonna be really good. He's gonna move his way up to like the number 2, number 1 with Marinsky. And their bullpen's also really good. So I don't have any. I don't think they're gonna be bad. I think they can run it back. I don't know if they're gonna be 97 wins though, but I'm gonna give them. They're definitely gonna be 95. They're going to be right with the Cubs because, it's going to be a tight division again. And I think, I'm not doubting them. So, moving on to the Mets, the New York Mets, who had a disappointing season for expectations and kind of an interesting offseason, kind of a slow start. But then it picked up, and they really changed up a lot of stuff. And I do like most of what they did. They added Bo Bichette, I do like that. Luis Robert, I like that. Marcus Semien trade was kind of interesting with Texas. It makes sense, I guess, on paper because Nimmo had 5 years left. He was kind of injury prone. Semien has 3 years left, similar money. So it was basically a salary swap, I guess you could say, for a player that's less injured but a little bit older. They still have Lindor, Soto. Lindor's going to be back for the beginning of the season. If Robert and Semien can find what they used to be back in the day, I feel like this team could be really good. This offense is really good. The question mark is Jorge Polanco. I don't know what he brings, especially at first. He doesn't really play first, so not sure what the thinking was there with David Stearns, but yeah, we'll see. Vientos on the bench, Tyrone Taylor, Luis Duran. Yeah, and then of course we improved the rotation with Freddie Peralta to give up Brandon Sproat and another prospect. But I do like it. The rotation has improved a lot with him at the top. David Peterson, hopefully he can run back that season he had. Really great season by him. He's turned into a nice pitcher. Noah McLean, tough in that championship game and the other game he pitched, but he looked good still. Clay Holmes, he shoved for the USA in that relief role. Holy cow. Kodai Senga, hopefully he can find it again. I know he's had some injury problems and stuff, so yeah. And then we have Tyler McGill, of course. He'll be back hopefully by the end of the season. A few injuries in the bullpen, but we did revamp our bullpen, which is good. We got Devin Williams at the back now, Luke Weaver, Brooks Raley. Brazban did look good in the WBC as well. And Sean Manaea at the back as a long relief 6-man. So, we'll see how the Mets do. I'm not going to put them too high, even though I expect these offensive numbers to be similar and the pitching to be a lot better. So hopefully we'll get a lot better starting pitching and a lot better defense. That's what I'm hoping. I think relief will be either the same or worse, probably, because Diaz not there. Yeah, so for the Mets, I'm going to temper expectations. We're going to go 85 and 77, my favorite one. I have a lot of teams at 85, don't I? Yeah. I have them behind the Braves at this point, which it makes sense because the Phillies, and I'm not making the same mistake I made in years past where I put the Mets, Phillies, and Braves one win away from each other. Because I think there's a clear winner to this division, and it's the Phillies. Their offense, their starting pitching is consistently the best. They didn't make much changes. They added Adolis Garcia, which I do like the add. I like the power he brings and stuff. He does strike out a lot, but I like how much power he brings. He brings a lot of power to the lineup, which they don't really need a lot more power, but can never hurt. They added Dylan Moore. The rotation, Andrew Painter's in there now. He's good. He's really good. I've heard things about him. Sanchez at the top, Nola, Luzardo, Taijuan Walker. Again, their team hasn't changed much. They did make some additions to the bullpen. which I don't know what these guys did last year, but I guess we'll see. This guy, 14 earned runs. That's crazy. But these were decent. But only 6 innings, so hard to tell. They still have Zach Wheeler missing, and they still have these 2 pitchers hurt. So we'll see. I think with the Phillies' offensive production and all that, they're going to be a 90-win team. Like, they're going to be easily, I'm going to say 92 wins, because I think they can run it back. They had, 96 last year? So, yeah, they can run it back. Now the Pirates, who in years past, I've given them the benefit of the doubt, and I've tried to say, oh, they're going to be good. They're going to be better this year. This is their year. And every year they let me down, 71-91. Their offense is putrid. Pitching is pretty good, but, because they have one pitcher, Paul Skeens, obviously. But, yeah, unfortunately, no offense to speak of. So Paul Skeens doesn't really matter. Great rotation. Pretty decent bullpen. Added some guys in there. Mike Clevenger, Jose Urquidy, Mason Montgomery, Gregory Soto. Like, I love their pitching staff. I hate their lineup. O'Neal Cruz, he's okay. Masato Zuna's okay. Brennan Reynolds okay. But everyone else, I'm like, come on, guys. This is poor. Like, their lineup vastly underperformed. Vastly. I mean, they had, four guys over 100 weighted runs could plus. So they need better than that. They need to do better than that. They need to be better than 30th in home runs, better than 30th in runs, better than 30th in OPS, better than 20th in average. Like, they just need to be better. So, and they didn't put Connor Griffin on the roster. So, sorry, Pirates fans, but we're going 70-92. So I'm hoping that they maybe will prove me wrong here and not get 70 wins and get 80 wins, but I don't trust them. Sorry, I'm done. The next team is the San Diego Padres, 90-72 last season. They were pretty decent. Their starting pitching struggled a little bit, but I think that was because of injuries. Yeah, they still have a lot of injuries. Musgrove, Darvish, and Canning are still out. I think Musgrove should be coming back soon. He was out in 24. Darvish, he's gonna come back hopefully soon too. So, but yeah, before we get to that, let's do their lineup. Running it back mostly, all they added was Miguel Andujar at DH, which doesn't really move the needle for me. I think their offense will be relatively the same. Ranking wise, they were pretty good. They're gonna need more power out of these guys, especially out of Bogarts, Machado, Morel, and Tatis. And then they did add Nick Castellanos, so he'll add some good pop to the lineup sometimes against, I forget which it is, left or right hitters. He's a platoon guy though, so he'll have some good at bats there. Ty France as well. I love the rotation. I mean, if they had all their guys healthy, I think the rotation is one of the better ones in the league. So I think their starting pitching is going to be good. I think they can run it back, honestly, and maybe even be better. And their bullpen is really good. They have Mason Miller at the back. They have all these guys were really good last year, I believe. So, they have no lack of talent on this team. It's just like, can they all put it together and can they stay healthy? Because right now it's like their rotation's hurt and their bullpen's kind of hurt, and they have, so it's like they need all these guys to come back because they're all really good. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't think they're gonna beat the Dodgers in any way, shape, or form, but they're gonna be. I think they can be better than they were last year. 92-70. Yeah, I'm just. You know what? No. We'll give them 93. I don't want to pick the same numbers because I just keep picking that. So next team, San Francisco Giants, almost done. these prediction videos take a long time. 81 and 81, another 500 team. The Giants are so good for that. If you look at their records the last several years since that 100-win season, they've been basically 500. I would say that they struggled mostly a lot last year, and I think hopefully they'll fix that now because they added Luis Ariz, Will Brennan, Harrison Bader. I feel like they added more defense, which maybe they needed. I mean, yeah, they need some more defense. They could use some more defense, but they needed more offense, a lot more offense. So I'm not sure. Ariz will definitely add some. They're going to need everyone to step up offensively. And then their bench, they added Daniel Susak. The rotation, they added Adrian Hauser, who's a workhorse. But the rotation wasn't really the issue. I mean, it wasn't great, but Logan Webb has been good. And I think the rotation will be fine. Their bullpen is really good, so they're going to need to keep that up. Jose Budo, Ryan Walker, Eric Miller. These guys are all pretty good back of the bullpen options. They're not going to... I think they got a lot of guys hurt, too. Yeah, they do. I was going to say. I was like, they're missing some guys. Yeah, so... hopefully some of these guys will come back, so we'll have some depth in the bullpen. I feel like the Giants are just destined for that 500 again. It feels like they are. They have a good team, on paper, but it's just at the end of the day, they just print out 500 records like it's their job. They have a new manager now, so hopefully that will make some changes. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We're going to go 83. 83 and 81. So, oh wait, that's no wait, it can't be. Oh wait, I think I got the math wrong. No, 79. So for once, not 500, maybe a little bit above. I really don't see them getting past that, just because they. I don't think they did enough. The next team is the St. Louis Cardinals, 78 and 84 last year. They added Nelson Vasquez, and they have J.J. Weatherholt at the top. The team looks a bit different now after Arenado departed and Brandon Donovan got traded away. Well, they both got traded away. So we'll see what they can do. I don't know how good this lineup was last year. Not very good. Burleson and Ivan Herrera were the best hitters. So they're going to need someone else to step up. They're going to need someone else to be good on offense because even with those guys they had, they were still not that good. In the rotation, Matthew Liberatore, he was okay. Kyle Leahy was really good. Dustin May, he's going to need to be better. Free agent, though, this offseason, so hopefully he'll be better than he was. And then their offense, their bullpen. Ryan Stanek, he's all right. I mean, he can be on and off. Riley O'Brien, I mean, these guys were actually really good last year, so we'll see if the rest of the bullpen can get it together. And of course, I have Hunter Dobbins and Lars Nootbaar on the injured list, which is a big loss. Dobbins especially, he's a pretty good pitcher, so that would have helped the rotation a lot. Defense was really good, but they lost Arenado, and I think that's the reason why it was so good. But you can see they only didn't really play homegrown players, which is interesting. At least on offense. I don't have high hopes for the Cardinals, unfortunately. I mean, unless those rookies can really take a big step forward. Yeah, I'm going to say, to me, this feels like a 60-win team. Unfortunately, I think the Cardinals are usually better than that, but the talent on the roster is just not there, really, in my opinion. So, yeah, unfortunate. I think they can bring it back, though, eventually, but it's going to need some work. And last but not least, we have the Washington Nationals, 66 and 96. they kind of gave up at the deadline, kind of like the Twins, Cardinals, a bunch of other teams, and I feel like they traded away their potential. I did like what they were doing before when they had, Finnegan in the bullpen, and they had all those young guys. Like, they still have James Wood. Obviously, he's really good. CJ Abrams, Keibert Ruiz. It's just like the back of their lineup. I'm like, Like, how did they do last year? Were they even on the team? Yeah, they were. But look at this. Look at this. No one above. Dalen Lilly was like the best hitter on the team essentially last year, and the rest of the guys were below 100 weighted runs created plus. So yeah, I don't have that high of hopes for these guys. As for the rotation, again, I don't know what they're doing with the rotation. It's kind of a mess. I guess you can have some hope in Zach Little. Miles Michaels, he's okay. Kate Savelli, he's okay. Like, it's not great, but like, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. And then their bullpen, PJ Poland, everyone else, I don't know what you're gonna get with these guys. They must have some injuries. Yeah, Trevor Williams, he's really good, but it looks like he's out probably for a while. So yeah, not high hopes for the Nationals. I don't see them doing much better than last year. Maybe if they take a step forward, some of the rookies, some of these guys hit a little bit better, I could see it, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give them a 65 wins, because that's probably being nice, actually. And that's going to wrap up my predictions. So we'll see how I did. I didn't go too extreme this year. Sometimes I go really extreme on teams. So the best team I have is the Dodgers. Worst team I have is I think it's the Nationals. Oh, no. Probably the Rockies. Yeah. Rockies. Yeah. And then, so yeah, we'll see how I do. At the end of the season, after it's over, I will go over all the predictions that I made, and we'll see if I was right or wrong. Last year I got 4 right, and I got 2 off. So we'll see if I can do better than that. We'll see if I get 5. All right. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.